Okay. All right. Ready?
Is it recording?
Yeah, it's
okay.
And I've got it on this mic.
Okay.
That's why I clapped, and I've checked it. That's why I beat the table. So
Boom!
So you can see it peak like crazy. Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Weather News Hammers Or Not Show. This is episode 10 of the Weather News Hammers Or Not Show, guys.
No.
Yeah, 10 episodes of the Weather News Hammers Or Not Show, and this is the 10th episode in season 1. Season 2 is coming soon. Trust me, it is coming.
I thought it was season 3.
No. But this is episode 10 of the Weather News Hammers Or Not Show. If you haven't watched the last episode that we did here of the Weather News Hammers Or Not Show, we ranked all the movies and TV shows from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That was a very heated video, I would say. We had some...
We were angry.
Yeah, we were some angry boys. We had some pretty... not... I wouldn't say controversial opinions. We do have controversial opinions, but they were not stated in that video. But we were pretty angry because, you know, Phase Boar really makes people mad, especially me and Dawson.
MCU.
And MCU and a lot of other things. But on today's episode, we haven't reacted to a film in about 2 or 3 weeks on the Weather News Hammers Or Not Show. The last film that we reacted to and talked about was Ghost. You can go check that video out at the top of this video. That one was very funny because of just how we made it and just the film itself. So if you want to see us talking about it, go check that video out. But today, we're going to be talking about and reacting to one of the newer films that we've done. This is about almost 3 years old. In August, it'll be 3 years old, which is crazy to think about. It's 2 years right now, but...
Dang.
Tell us what film we're going to be reacting to.
We
today.
are going to be reacting to Come Home.
Yeah.
It's a Vietnam film.
Our first war film that
Yeah.
we've ever done.
Our first war film.
Before Brothers.
Before Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
That's another film we can react to.
Yeah.
That's also a really good one.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's an emotional one.
Who knows? This one's called Come Home. Set place in Vietnam War. If you haven't seen it, stop watching this video. Go watch that video.
Watch
and then
it
come
first.
Back. Yeah.
Either that or watch it with us,
That too.
if you want to do that.
But you might just hear us talking the entire time.
Yes.
So,
Ruin the experience.
yeah, you know. Starts off with my character who is kind of a greaser at that time. He gets a letter in the mail. And Ryan. Yeah, that's his name.
Ryan.
And he gets shipped off. He gets into the selective service and whatnot. So he gets shipped off. After he gets shipped off, it cuts into it where it's in Vietnam. And he wakes up from being unconscious. They just had a battle. He does a lot of walking for a little bit.
A lot.
Lots of walking.
A lot of walking.
Then he takes a breather and he sits back. And then it cuts over to where you see Hope, Trace, and Caitlin sitting on a bench listening to a radio. And they're all talking. And after that, it goes back. You see another character that Trace plays first. Oh, he's really funny. We'll get to him. And then it cuts back to him, and then he starts getting shot at by a bunch of people. He gets knocked in the head pretty good. He starts daydreaming.
He cries.
He cries.
He cries like a baby.
Like a baby. Man. Then he starts going on a killing rampage.
This dude's bipolar. He's got some anger issues.
He was just surviving. There's about 30 traces against him.
Yeah, it's all me.
Against him, and he was just trying to survive, so he just started shooting like a maniac. Then it cuts back to Trace, Hope, and Caitlin, and it's the finale. And it's starting to rain, and then he's there, and There's a really cool shot at the very end, which is one of my favorite shots. I like it because it's a very pretty shot. And then there's the credits, which we'll go over the credits because the credits actually have a meaning of its own at the very beginning of the credits. A bunch of pictures and all sorts of crap going on. Yeah, that's Come Home, or the synopsis of it anyways.
Yeah, we had to go through a lot of research for this film. It was probably the most research I think we've done for a film ever. Because we had to look up who the president was at the time. We also had to figure out what was the top songs of that era. That's why Elvis plays in the movie. And we had to look up what was the top movie at the time because we were going to say a line in it.
And on my end, I had to look up what kind of radio to make. That was back then. I had to look up what division that was put in during that time period to where I can put the markings, the patches on the shirt, gun, different other crap. So, you know.
Ryan's character was actually supposed to be in another film called The Foreigner, but we moved him to Come Home instead. That Foreigner film is still, we talk about it sometimes. We changed the characters in it because we used Ryan's character and Hope's character in that film in Come Home instead. We got Dawson as Ryan Bradley, who is mute for pretty much the entire film. We didn't even realize it until we got done.
I don't talk the entire time.
Yeah, he doesn't talk. And Hope Ganster, which is her first film that she was in, and the only film that she was in, where she played Liddy LaCroix, which is actually supposed to be the French name for the woman in The Foreigner, but we gave it to her instead. And this is the debut of Caitlin. Caitlin's first acting performance as Melody Barlow, who has to deal with a piece of crap dude. My character, Thomas Bradley, Dawson's brother, who they don't interact at all in the film. I wanted them to, but it didn't happen.
Didn't happen. We never did.
Who knows? There might be a sequel, and he might talk.
Who knows?
Ryan might actually talk.
He kept on mentioning The Foreigner. A lot of y'all don't know. We did a unseen footage thing about The Foreigner, where you see different clips that we did about it. But just going to get over it, The Foreigner is not Vietnam. It actually takes place in World War II, about an American soldier. Who
played a Nazi.
He does. He plays a Nazi. He comes in, and he's in France, and he runs up on a farmer's house, and he interacts with him, and the farmer kind of helps him hide. And then crap hits the fan, all sorts of crap.
Yeah, it was supposed to have Dawson as Ryan, and the same opening scene, if you've watched the unseen footage,
same scene,
is the same opening scene for The Foreigner. That's how, but the only difference is he comes across a house. David, his dad, was supposed to play the farmer. Initially, it was supposed to be Preston, but we changed it to David because we couldn't get Preston that day.
Yeah, it was either going to be Preston, who was going to be the older brother.
Yeah.
And then we couldn't get him, so then it was my dad who was just playing
the dad.
So.
And Maddie was supposed to play his daughter initially, and I think that was the whole idea to begin with. And then Gabe was also supposed to be in it as the little brother, and Ian was supposed to get killed a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Ian was the kill dummy in that film. But we filmed all that stuff. If you want to go check that video out with all the unseen footage stuff that we didn't get to finish it, it'll also be at the top of this video. So go check it out. It's pretty cool. But we're going to watch Come Home in its almost 20-minute entirety. While it's playing, we will talk about it. And after the video is over, we will talk more about it. Because, you know, we've got to talk about what happened, the making of it, the planning, everything. I also forgot to mention I played Ricky Brennan, the radio guy, in the film. Ricky. So he's a pretty cool dude. Yeah, I got to have real good fun with that. But it was a really cool film to do. We filmed it in the summer of 2020 in the midst of COVID, funny enough. Even though you watch it and it don't really feel like it was in COVID season at all.
Yep.
It was just weird. That was around the time when the weather was hot as balls.
Yeah. And we almost didn't even get to film a certain part of it because it was supposed to rain.
Yeah.
Which, and you see in the video, it did in fact rain, but halfway through we were like, we're already here. Let's just use it to our advantage. Yeah. And then we got one of the prettiest shots that I think it's on a list of pretty shots that we have, and it's in there.
I mean, if it was cold outside, I don't think we would have done it. Because that's hypothermia. No. That's hypothermia. It was very humid outside.
It was very humid outside.
So, unlike Chase, where we all had heat strokes.
I'll say this much. I was soaking wet, and I was wearing a khaki uniform from whenever it was raining, and about 30 minutes after that, I was dry. Whenever it stopped raining.
Yeah, it stopped raining pretty quickly after we did that. It was like God gave us rain. Here, you get it for the scene.
You get this for just a couple minutes. Okay, you're done. Okay, bye.
We're going to take the rain away. But we're going to watch this film, and we may pause it and talk about some things, or we may not. We might just watch the entire thing. Who knows? We're just going to watch it, and you're going to like it. You're going to sit here and watch it. You've came this far. Might as well. So, we're about to watch Come Home, which we did in August of 2020. So here we go. Let's come home.
Send it.
Back in our dubstep
Woo!
EDM day. Stock footage
I forgot about this.
of the 60s.
Rockin' T-tops all day long, humping and a bumping and a singing his song.
Dawson's driveway. Man, that is one nasty mailbox. Get a really good details on that. Yeah, I remember we filmed. I can't remember the reason why we filmed all this stuff on the old camera. Because we had the new camera at the time, but we didn't film anything from with the new camera.
Oh, yeah.
We filmed it with that one.
Oreo, rocking the treetops all day long, humping and a bumping and a singing his song. All the little birds go tweeting.
This is the moment when he realized, oh no,
Oh no!
I'm gonna have to mess up my white shirt.
Ah, no. Ooh, what is this?
I still think it's funny that we have a modern car in the background.
Yeah, you know.
In the 1960s. He's a time traveler. You look like you're about to cry right there. My life is ruined. I have no future.
I'm going to die!
I'm going to die in the war.
A WNHON production.
WNHON.
For the people that brought you
Oh,
revenge
Speaking
and
of
legend.
revenge.
I thought that said England for a second.
England, that brought you England.
Who brought you
The
revenge?
whole nation of England.
Who brought you revenge in England? A Vietnam fan film. Come home.
I hope we didn't put fan film. Who would be fans of the Vietnam War? Vietnam, November 1965.
Woo!
Which is about 4 or 5 months after he gets drafted.
That was another thing that we looked up was the time of whenever he got drafted to him going through the basic training operations that they had at that time and then getting moved off.
So it would be accurate.
Tried to be anyway.
Yeah. This is pretty shots, the film.
Yeah. What's really funny is all these shots that you see right now of the different pieces of the woods come in here in a little bit whenever I just start walking a half mile everywhere.
I mean,
So-
your people just kind of left you there.
Yeah, you know. Most of them are dead, but we just didn't, you know, whatever.
This man has a reason for crying because he was left alone in the woods.
And now,
Yeah, in Vietnam.
somebody bit me! Here I am. Finally.
It's a foot.
It's a foot.
Yeah, it's funny because that stick looks dead, and then he looks like you're dead.
Looks like I'm dead. Look at me laying
He's taking a
down.
good nap.
He's napping all right.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite scenes to film, and not be in it, but just film it.
Wake up!
It was just interesting. It's funny because
Who are you shooting
we
at?
didn't even have to spray water on you, make you look like you're sweating. It was already hot
It was just
outside,
hot, dude.
and your makeup was already smearing off your face.
Yeah. Still looked like I was scratched up and beat up, and that was the point. But
Yeah.
you know what it is.
I will say, whoever gave you those lousy uniforms,
Yeah, you know.
that's horrible.
Yep, you're alone. Pick up your gun, start moving.
We did the same shot in the Halo film, too.
Yeah, we did.
The same exact framing and everything.
There's a couple of different shots throughout different videos that are almost identical.
Yeah. Our signature shots.
Pick up your helmet.
And he dropped everything.
Yeah, did something explode? To where
We
he just
still
said,
don't know what happened. We still don't know what happened to him. But at least he woke up.
Sometimes we don't really have backstories. We just have what you see.
Yeah. You get shoved right into it. Because it makes you think, what happened to this man? Before he entered NAM. Or while he was in NAM. Copyright! Yeah!
This is also probably one of my favorite scenes because all this reminds me of is the walking scene in Forrest Gump. When they're going through.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the same song.
It reminds me of Full Metal Jacket. When they're walking into the war zone.
Look, you just saw that shot a minute ago.
Yeah. Now he's walking through it.
And you can faintly hear gunshots in the background.
Somehow they have power there.
Yeah.
Vietnam.
Through the jungle. Through the jungle. Still walking,
I mean,
buddy?
it says come home. He's probably trying to come home.
He's trying to get there.
He's trying to walk home.
It's a long walk. If you
What's
look at
what's
it.
hilarious about this scene I remember is that like the grass isn't even that tall.
Yeah, I was in a ditch.
I was squatted on the ground and Dawson made it look like he was in the grass.
Yes. He was squat down, I was in a ditch, and we were both like,
Yeah. That's funny.
That's the grass.
Yeah. They don't know. It's whatever.
It's pretty cool shot right there.
He's walking right through where many Star Wars battles have happened.
And then he's a.
Yeah.
This shot right here I thought was really cool.
It was hard for
Because-
me because I had to go over that hill at one point.
So I'm gonna pause it right here for a second.
Okay.
I thought this shot was really cool, and we were actually gonna use this shot in The Foreigner, too. And one of the reasons why in The Foreigner, but then we put it in this one because it
Yeah.
was just a cool
We
looking
sort of
shot.
did it in The Foreigner. I
Yeah.
just like, you walked out from the distance and I just stayed there.
Yeah. The reason being is it was kind of the mentality thought of it was if you gotta think back in World War II, you would just if in a foreign country like France, Belgium, wherever, Germany, you could just be sitting on your front porch drinking a cup of coffee or whatnot and look out into your field and you would just see a platoon just start walking
Yeah.
across your field. And they're trying to get from point A to point B, and you're just like,
Okay.
okay.
Nice to meet y'all.
Because, I mean, it was war back then.
Yeah.
It didn't matter where you were. Basically, if it was land, it was their territory. They could walk and go wherever the heck they wanted to.
I mean, some
So-
people, like, when they I remember people telling me when they were watching this, is like, isn't that kind of stupid that he's walking out in the open where they could all see him? And I was just like, yeah, I mean, that's true, but you gotta get there somehow, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he's just walking. But that was the whole thing. Is in The Foreigner, that mindset actually makes a little bit more sense than here. Here is just, we just thought the shot was cool.
Yeah.
And The Foreigner, when he's walking out, that's the farmer's field that he's walking out of, and the farmer's watching him walk out of the field.
Who knows? A farmer could be watching him right now.
Probably. Who knows?
Sequel! Sequel, he's in Nam.
He's a man.
A sequel where it shows a story of him in Nam. Instead of meeting a French person, he meets a Vietnamese person. Named Wong. And he's a farmer. So we spent 2 separate days filming this. We filmed all of the war stuff in one day, and then the scenes that y'all will see in a few minutes we filmed on the next week. I think it was literally a week from this.
I think so. Yeah.
That was also a week where we filmed like 2 or 3 things at one time, and that was awful.
Was it?
Yeah, we filmed Chase and
Oh, yeah,
all that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Breaking the fourth wall.
Hope! Looking at something.
Looking at
Liddy.
whatever.
Liddy.
Hey.
May 1966. Now you're probably wondering, why isn't the future? I ain't telling you.
Good morning.
Woo! Yeah!
My name is Ricky Brennan, and it is 0600 hours, so you know what the 0 means. It means that OMG, it is so early.
Okay, I butchered that line.
Get ready to grab some coffee and listen to the news that for our boys.
That for the boys.
For the boys.
We have some good.
What about the girl?
We are being wiped out by the thousands.
Man, that sounds like he sounds like it's such a great thing.
Owie.
One by one, as much as they are with us. We will come
That is a
back
cardboard
and
box
we will win
radio.
this war.
That I made.
Yeah, that Dawson made
Looks pretty good
at the
though.
last second.
From our boys
Looks pretty
in
good though for what it
Vietnam.
is.
We do have the news on this radio show, but we also
We should have put like a
have
radio
the
filter
tunes.
on my
Our
voice.
first song
Yeah.
we're gonna play this
Not in
morning
this part.
is
Well,
from
we
the
did on
king
the other
of
parts,
rock
but
and roll himself, Elvis
oh, I guess we
Presley.
didn't have to.
Kick it. You ain't nothing but a
Yeah.
Thomas, when do you think he's coming home?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
I know he's been out there.
I've talked about this before, but I was very nervous during filming this because I was acting in front of 2 people that I've never acted in front of before,
Fighting
and
with him.
I didn't know what to say. We were improvising.
Defend
I just
the
filmed the
country
whole thing.
as a
Yeah,
whole.
Dawson just filmed it on the tripod.
I show up at the end though.
It just bothers
Yeah.
me every single time to think about the fact that your own
She's about to laugh because she's looking at you.
at war. It just
She's about to laugh.
bothers me.
Keep it together, Caitlin.
Yeah.
Keep it together.
It's just hard.
That was me going like, can someone say something right now?
Yeah.
Don't you have a...
Who's that?
Yeah. I'm very sensitive about that. I feel like we already know that. We've been dating for like 2 years.
Yeah.
I was overacting there.
Anyways. Have you seen The Sound of Music? I saw it the other day in the drive-in.
She never saw The Sound of Music.
Never seen it, but that was the movie that we searched up. That was like the top movie at the time.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you seen The Sound of Music?
Nope.
I haven't either. I haven't either. I've never seen it either.
Watch it, Goofy.
And we're instantly back in Vietnam.
Hey, what you doing there, fella?
There's no telling how long he's been sitting behind this mound.
What you up to? Oh.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Oh. Hey.
Right when you said hey, it cracked again. This is where Ryan's anger issues are kicked in.
Anger / terrified
Yeah.
for his life. So he's
At first
shooting.
he's like, I want to go home. And then he's like, no, I gotta kill these men to get home.
I gotta kill people to get home now.
They left me here. I gotta defend for myself.
What you doing there, fella? There's Trace.
Yeah.
There's
Man,
Trace.
they cloned me in Vietnam.
There's the Trace. There's another Trace.
Man, you could have get killed right here. Yeah, you got it shot right in front of you, and you're like, whoa. That should have been a moment where you're like, I could have died.
I could have died.
I will say, they have horrible aim.
I have horrible aim.
Yeah. Or I should say, all 6 of me have horrible aim. They're hiding in the bushes. Oh!
I am the Lorax.
I am the Lorax. I am protector of the trees.
And for some reason, they're speaking Vietnamese.
I mean, they're shooting at you. All the trees are shooting at you.
Okay, get your stuff together, bud. Get up, get up. Your helmet's behind you. I mean, come on.
I mean, you do gotta think, this probably happened on a regular basis.
Yeah, he's probably. I mean, he's terrified.
Yeah.
Oh look.
Oh, wow. He's wearing the same thing.
He's wearing the same.
Does he
stuff.
wash his clothes?
I don't know. Stop crying.
Drop
Hey,
my
now.
lid.
You're a rock star. Hey, how's it going there, fella? Boop-a-doo. Hey, put it in here.
Yeah. I remember directing those scenes.
They're shooting.
The muddy
Muddy
lake.
water.
The muddy lake. A
'Cause it
river.
It just stormed, so the water rised. It was very muddy.
Yeah.
Stop crying. Why are you jumping? Maybe because you're getting shot at.
What you should have done with the level of commitment, you should have shaved your head like Buzz cut.
Should have. But
It was 6 months after
Yeah.
you got deployed out there. So you could have shaved it and in 6 months it grows back to the way it was. Throws dirt at you.
come on,
I threw that with some anger.
put your helmet. Put it on. Come on.
It's a bulletproof helmet.
It's a bulletproof helmet.
There's no dent in it.
That shot is from Call of Duty. That's why they did that.
Change the magazine just to pull out the same magazine.
Ta-da!
Yeah.
Movie magic.
All right.
Come on, start shooting.
Woo! Do it for the America.
Ah!
This is where you truly see they have horrible aim.
Completely missing him the entire
Yeah.
time, but he wrecks them. Oh!
Yeah, I had to do a lot of stunts here. A lot of bruises.
Ooh, there's
Pain.
blood on the camera.
Yeah, a lot of bruises from this, and well, not injuries, but close to injuries.
Where'd the gun go? Oh, there it is. Getting shot in the head. Oh, there's another blood one. I think, if I remember correctly, the reason why I did the blood shots like that was because it, like, in those shots you saw your face really good, so I was trying to cover up the fact of
Yeah.
his face.
All right. He hit a grenade.
Kaboom.
Boom! Oh my gosh.
And that was Hound Dog.
Yeah.
If that was Hound Dog, there's some problems.
Hound Dog, the life of Ryan Bradley.
Vietnam has
Now.
been wiped out completely. As of right now, as the news is coming in, there is not a single person still
I'm just chilling.
alive.
I wasn't even knew
See,
you
that's
recording.
exactly what I was saying. I knew I was prepared and ready to hear someone say something like that because I knew he was going to die.
Oh.
I even told Melody that.
No. Huh?
Well, you should have been prepared for it.
It should have been you.
Yeah!
No, that doesn't work because I have a heart condition,
Um,
so I wouldn't have been able to go.
she don't get no shoes on.
So she's wrong.
What was the reasoning for taking her shoes off?
I honestly do not know.
And here's the rain! You'll see now why I say I like this shot, because it's actually a really cool shot.
Yeah.
Raindrops on the camera.
Yeah.
Nice. Who is it? He's like,
Ryan!
He's
Nice.
back.
Ryan.
He made it.
It took him like several months, but he made it back. Will you still love me?
I think it's a pretty shot. Oh, and then this part.
Yeah.
Private Ryan Belly. After the Vietnam War, Ryan married Liddy shortly after, and they lived a happy life. He went back to be a drill sergeant to train new recruits to be in the military.
He's shaking the president's hand.
Look, it's Photoshop!
Yeah.
Which is
Lyndon B.
actually pretty
Johnson.
good.
Lyndon B. Johnson's
He
hand.
wore the Medal of Honor by President Lyndon B. Johnson. Liddy. Soon after she married Ryan, they had 2 kids together, 1 boy and 1 girl. She went on to become a school teacher.
Yeah.
What?
Makes sense, I guess. Shocked look on my face.
Thomas Bradley. After the conflicts between him and Melody, they went their separate ways. He now works at a news station as a news reporter.
Ironically, that's like kind of ironic.
Melody Barlow. After she broke up with Thomas, she met a wealthy man named John Drake, and they've been married for over 50 years.
She wanted to become a doctor, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, we did that hers as a joke, but an inside joke. But so there is actual music right here, but it got the video blocked, so I had to mute it.
Yeah, so there's no music.
It's
Right?
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah. So I mean, we can just stop.
Yeah, so that was it. That was Come Home. Fun stuff. It was something else because, you know, we had two new people filming with us, and it was still kind of like how we used to film stuff where it was just me and Dawson pretty much the whole time. It just popped in my head. It kind of reminds me of Who Took Sarah, because that one we have a lot of new people, and then it's just majority of it's just me and Dawson.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Another
it was
one,
something.
Yeah, another one that's kind of like that, where it's just basically just me and you, and kind of the same ordeal about filming stuff afterwards, is the Halo one.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the Halo one.
I can't remember the name.
What the Halo one, which we might talk about in an episode in the future, is pretty much like Come Home in a way, except it's
Remembered.
sci-fi. Yeah, Halo Remembrance is like sci-fi futuristic stuff, and
It's
takes.
Halo. I mean.
Yeah, I mean the flashback, like we do, like in that film, we did 7-8 years before the stuff happens in the future where our characters meet with each other. But it's really the same way as Come Home, just in the future. But Come Home was something that, like I said earlier in the video, it was the first war film that we ever did. And it was a different experience for us to do with the research and the everything for it. Because initially the film was actually supposed to have 4 friends and not 3. Preston was supposed to play one of them, and I had a different name, and I wasn't Dawson's brother, but we changed it to where I was his brother. I was actually supposed to be one of his best friends. Me and Preston were supposed to be his best friends, and then that changed right before we actually filmed the shots of the 3 of us together. But it was a very interesting film to do. It wasn't written. We just did it. We had kind of the idea of what we wanted to do, and then we just did it. And that was the summer of filming a lot of stuff, because we did the Lego stop motion stuff and Star Wars things, and that was towards the end of the summer. We ended it with that video. But it was a pretty interesting film to do, if I say so myself. The war scenes obviously took the longest to do, because we did them all at Dawson's house in his woods, and the whole walking in the woods experience was unique, which I mostly filmed all of it because it was just me and Dawson. Yeah, that was a interesting film to watch again. I haven't watched it in a while. Yeah, the amount of bruises that I had from falling down. I remember there was one scene where it's me running through the woods, and then I get shot and I fall onto where the fireplace is, and my head came so close to hitting one of the rocks that I could have busted my head open. But it's okay. I did stunts, and I continue to do stunts, like in Star Wars Bounty.
I do a crap ton of stunts.
He does
too.
a lot of stunts too, yeah.
We do our own stunts.
I did the most in this video.
Yeah. The only time that I've ever had to cover Trace for a stunt is in The Lost Treasure.
Yeah, it was because my character gets killed in that one, and I would have fell in the river if I had a change of clothes, but I didn't have a change of clothes.
Yeah. I was already soaking wet,
Yeah.
so might as well just send it.
So he just put my stuff on over his stuff and fell in the water because I didn't have a change of clothes. It wasn't because I didn't want to get in the water. I would have done it if I had a change of clothes, but I didn't know we were going to do a scene where I fall in the water, so it changed a little bit.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Is that that film was all kind of off the tip of the hat. It was all improvised basically the entire time. So we were just kind of rolling with the punches, and when it came down to it, we are like, well, what if he just falls in the water after he gets killed? We're like, okay. So
yeah, we talked about doing this film. It was going to be set in World War I at first. I remember that. And then we had like more people in it, and then we changed it, and we didn't talk about it for a while. And then Dawson was like, "Oh, let's film it or whatever." And then we filmed it, and then there it is. You know, Dawson shook hands with an actual president, an actual Lyndon B. Johnson. And no, that was not taken in my driveway and photoshopped in.
Promise it's not Photoshop.
It's real, guys, okay? But yeah, Ryan is, I think, one, if not the only character that I can think of that Dawson's played where he doesn't say anything. No, VHS, he don't say anything.
I don't say anything
either.
yeah.
But those two, yeah.
And then in Silent Night, I come close.
Yeah, you say like 2 lines.
Yeah.
In that one.
I'm only in it for like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
it's a 30-minute long
that's
film.
That's the shortest
minutes.
performance that you've done. But Come Home was a very interesting film to do, and very different for us to attempt to do, considering it being an historical period film. We had the same issues as we did with Brothers, because, you know, it's set way back, way further back than Come Home was. Do you have anything you want to say about Come Home?
Not off the top of my head.
Well, we watched Come Home. There's a film that we did, that we did back in 2020, of August of 2020, in the summer, and it was very fascinating. It was during a week where we filmed a bunch of stuff that week and the week before, and so we just kind of did it. I know we posted Chase right before that, and that was awful because we almost died of a heat stroke. All 3 of us did. Me, Ian, and Dawson. But yeah, Come Home, great film. It actually, another fun fact about Come Home is that it was runner-up for best film of that year.
Yeah.
Didn't win because Aftermath won, because at the time it had the most views, but now Come Home is the most viewed film we did in 2020. Ooh. It passed it up like right as we entered 2021.
How about that?
So that, I thought that was very odd. But, you know, maybe we will talk about Aftermath in the future as well. If you don't have anything else to say, then if y'all like this video, leave a like down below. Comment what kind of episodes y'all want us to do here for the Weather News Times or Not show. I know I said earlier in the video that we are inching closer to Season 2. Inching ever so closely. You'll know when it happens, because this won't be here.
Nope.
We won't be... this won't be behind us.
Nope.
Be a whole different look.
Yep.
And then you'll know it's Season 2, because we'll have new everything. Intro, song, all that jazz. It's going to be fun. Same show, different look. But, if y'all do have suggestions for stuff that we should do for the Weather News Times or Not show episodes, let us know. Let us know on our Instagram, TikTok, even here on YouTube. That would be very greatly appreciated. I know I'll say this before we end the video. I know we had, I think, some positive comments on that video on Come Home.
Yeah, I mean...
I think we did.
I don't think there was really any negative ones.
No, there really was no negativity from that film. I know
I like it
we talked about how some of them, like The Woods, have a lot of negativity towards them, which we'll talk about that in the Woods episode. Yeah, there was a lot of positive stuff. A lot of people liked it. The reception was pretty well, it was pretty good, I would say. I wouldn't say that we could do better because it was really good. Maybe there could have been some things that we could have done a little differently. Not a lot, but a little. Just like with anything that we do. We think it's great at one time, and then we watch it back, and it's like, hey, we could have done this.
Mm-hmm.
We could have done that. It's not saying it was horrible.
Nope.
But it's saying that we could have done a teensy bit better. And subscribe to the Weather News Times or Not channel.
Do it.
My name is Trace Parks.
My name's Dawson Mullins.
And we'll see you guys in the next episode of the Weather News Times or Not show. Bye-bye.
Peace.